So what can you do from here until next Tuesday? Obviously, you guys have your lives, you're going to be doing all kinds of things. But if you want to prepare, if you want to know some things that could be helpful, we're starting a new year, and I always talk about having intent. Okay, so intent is like the bullseye of where we want to go. And if we don't have intent, if we don't have a target to shoot for, our brain will pull from the past. It always needs something. So if we don't have intent, it's going to be like, okay, well, don't worry, I got plenty of drama from the past. Trauma loves drama, and it will pull from the past. Okay, so if you don't already have any specific goals, it would be awesome to just ask yourself, like, what are 2 or 3 things that I would love to see happen in 2022? Now, this could be like a long-term goal, like where you would want to be at the end of the year. But once you have your long-term goal, you can then break it down into smaller steps. And the week 1 and week 2 meetings of this month that are in the membership site, if you just watch the first 10 to 15 minutes, you'll get some really powerful tips on how to set those goals, okay? Because one thing we have to do is we have to get our subconscious on board with us. And the one thing with trauma and narcissistic abuse is that it penetrates your subconscious. So consciously, you want to be going in this direction, but your subconscious is going in that direction. And we tend to spin and not get very far until we learn how to bring our subconscious on board. So if you have time, you can go into the membership site and watch. You don't have to watch the whole meeting, but just the first 10 to 15 minutes. Get a refresher on how to set goals with your subconscious mind and your conscious mind together. In January, we're going to start our post-traumatic growth journey. I put the calendar up, so it's all ready. It's on the membership site. You'll notice that there are 12 meetings, which, by the way, does not mean that everyone goes to every single meeting. Okay, you guys do what feels comfortable for you. But there are 3 different types of meetings. So on Tuesdays, which is what we're doing now, that meeting time is actually at 1 o'clock in January. And that's the meeting where it's always recorded. So if you're not able to attend live, you can always watch the recording of it. That's where we learn information. We learn things that can help us on the healing journey. And that's where I'm going to be doing the practices with you. So I think something that I learned these past 10 months is it's helpful to share information that helps, but it's super powerful to do the practices together and then let everyone do their own thing during the week. Okay, so really quick, I just want to talk about the EFT and the breath work. It's your choice which meetings are most valuable and powerful for you. There's no right or wrong, and everyone's going to make their own personal choice, okay? But I did want to explain a little bit about the EFT. So in this publication, which is all marked up in pages, dog-eared, I just came across this week actually a page, and it just made me think it would be helpful for me to share it with you. Okay, so under her section of reprocessing, she's talking about reprocessing trauma, and I just want to read it directly what she said. And for those that have been in the EFT sessions, you can kind of think about how this relates, and those that haven't, you can open your mind and kind of see if this would be something you'd be interested in. Okay, so she writes reprocessing. Reprocessing involves recalling a traumatic event and the related images, beliefs, emotions, and feelings in your body. Doing so reactivates the neural networks associated with that event and allows you to focus on finding reparative experiences that facilitate integration and resolution of the traumatic event. As you reprocess the trauma, you also have an opportunity to challenge faulty beliefs by offering your knowledge of factual information that contradicts these beliefs. Even more importantly, you can arrive at new conclusions about your past and discover new possibilities for your future. Once you have successfully reprocessed the trauma memory, you have an opportunity to change how it is held in your brain and body. So think about, for those that have been in the EFT sessions, that's exactly what we do. We recall it in our body, right? Before we start the EFT, we bring it up. We rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. We allow those neural pathways to activate. And then we tap on the meridian points that communicate with our amygdala that you're safe. So you change how it's processed in your body. That's why I added the EFT, because you can't do that with words. You can't work through trauma with logic and words. And so this was one of the modalities that was helpful for me. And therefore I offer it there on our Fridays at 4 p.m. The breath work, I just wanted to read the next paragraph where she talks about repatterning. So after she talks about that, changing it in your brain, she says, healing from trauma requires more than modifying the neural networks in your brain. So that's part of it, but more is needed. So listen to what she says. She says, in particular, it is equally important to attend to the impact of traumatic events in the body. Trauma resolution involves integrating new movement resources that may not have been available to you at the time of the traumatic event. For example, if you weren't able to run away from a dangerous situation, then you might feel the impulse to move your legs when you think about that situation now. Sometimes somatic repatterning can result in trembling or shaking in your arms and legs. This is a sign that you are releasing traumatic activation from your body. Anyone that's been in the breathwork sessions, isn't that what we do? When we're in a breathwork session, we are allowing it to come up and you feel it in your body. And when it's being released, you feel the shaking and you get to release that traumatic energy from your body. So those three modalities together are really powerful. One alone is great. Together, pretty amazing. But you guys are going to pick and choose whatever works best for you.